Yo, what's going on, homies? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. We're going to go through the Warriors game against the Penrith Panthers, our first game of the final series this year, obviously versing the best team in the competition, the Penrith Panthers, the minor premiers. It is crazy to see how far we have come, but how far maybe this could all fall apart if SJ does not play. There is new news that SJ may not play in this game due to a leg injury picked up in training. Currently training by himself at the moment, may join us on the plane to come over to Australia, and man, oh man, could this be a real devastating blow for our final series this year. If SJ doesn't play, a lot of like the tactics that we could be playing with, a little bit of spark that we need, he could be the Dally M medalist of this year. It could all just go out the water. But as I said before this video, before in my other videos, I do believe I'm chalking up the season as a success, but I also do want us to go as far as we can in the final series and just prove to other teams in the competition that we are here to stay. We are a dominant force in this competition, and we want to be for the next coming years, especially with RTS, Chanel, a couple other players coming over for us. But man, what a blow this could be. But we're going to go through in this video. We're going to go through my thoughts on the game, my thoughts on how we're going to win this game. I spoke a lot about it on the Wires Up live stream on Instagram. If you haven't checked that out, go follow his Instagram. I'm pretty sure the video is not out anymore to the live stream, but it was an amazing live stream. We gave out a lot of our thoughts, but I thought I would give it out to you guys on YouTube, especially with Team List out now. So I got a good grips of what the Penrith Panthers will be looking like out in the field, unless there's a couple of late changes before this, and especially with our Team List out with a couple of little surprises in there for me. So first of all, going for the Team List, of course, like not really much changing with the Warriors, with our probably our best team that we can run out there with. The one thing I would say is carrying Bailey Sirenen on the bench for me. I think he's a great player. I think he does really well for us. He's very much a Mr. Fix-It in our eyes. But to carry both him and Joshy Curran on our bench at the moment really may look as our bench should be a little bit smaller comparatively to a Penrith bench that obviously carries someone like Spencer Linu. There is the big notable name that came back into this lineup, and is Jazzy Savanga. And he changes so much to our outlook on our football, especially when you pair him up with Dylan Walker and the way they run out there, the two bald brothers that just create so much havoc from the middle with momentum. But I possibly would have loved to see us maybe drop away with Bailey Sirenen, put him at 18th man, or maybe even drop him away for New South Wales Cup this weekend. I'm pretty sure he could play. I'm not too sure if he could play, actually. I think you have to play a certain amount of games before you play in the finals for New South Wales Cup. But still, I do feel like that we could have carried maybe Bunty Afol on the bench, or as we were talking about on the live stream with Wires Up, maybe carrying Mitch Barnett off the bench and having Bunty Afol to start out for the first couple of minutes. So really ease Mitch into the game, and maybe bringing into, like, you know, Spencer Linu, who's got to come onto the game, maybe pairing up the minutes of Spencer with Mitch Barnett, because I honestly think that Mitch Barnett is the key to us defensively against the Penrith Panthers if we want to dominate the middle. Obviously, Adam Fanua-Blake always seems to come out there with a major effort, you know, momentum plays through the middle. He does a lot of his best work in attack, but we need someone on the defensive end that's going to cause a whole lot of havoc, put a lot of big hits on, and Mitch Barnett is our hit man this year, and he has shown that in the past. With Jazzy Savanga coming onto that bench, he has that little bit into him as well. But I would just think that having Bunty to bust out that first 20 minutes and bringing Mitch Barnett on would actually help us quite a bit. But that is my key to this game. Obviously, I've got two keys to this game. Number one, we got to shut down Brian To'o and the back line of the Panthers, because they are the reason why the Panthers, just momentum-wise, they're so hard to stop. Defensively, they hold so strong. They push up as a line so quickly due to the work of this back line. They put so much work in through the first, second, and third tackle sets. Obviously, you got Brian To'o, then you got Suni Taruva, then sometimes Stephen Crichton comes in, then Dylan Walker comes in, does so much work. Isaac Tungo comes in. They do so much work, so all their big men in the middle can usually grab momentum due to their defensive hardness. Like, you know, if you look at the numbers of like a James Fisher-Harris and even a Moses Leota compared to a Adam Fanua-Blake, and maybe at times Mitch Barnett, I've seen a couple of things on the Warrior-holic that he reckons that Mitch Barnett actually has a lot better numbers than someone like a James Fisher-Harris and Moses Leota. I would actually, you know, agree with that, but more so because the Penrith forward pack are more so they're more so as a defensive unit. You see people like, you know, Liam Martin, who can do things on the offensive end, but more so his defensive know-how is probably the strongest in the league in the second row position. He just runs out of the line. He's like a hit man. He's a kamikaze man. He changes momentum that way. And then they bring on, if they want that spark and attack through the middle, they bring on Spencer Linu, who does all his best work momentum-wise through the middle in attack. those hard runs. We saw that in our last game against the Penrith Panthers in Magic Round. He was so hard to stop, especially when we went down to 12 men. So hopefully we can shut down on those men out back. And the second key is obviously to win the middle and most likely in attack. So I do want to see us obviously turn momentum through our defense with Mitch Barnett and that. But we need to see massive games from Adam Fanor-Blake. He's definitely our key to our team. He's the reason why we win that many games during the season. That forward pack is so tough. We're probably a top 3, top 4 forward pack in the league. It's because we have men like, Adam Fanor-Blake, Tohu Harris, Jackson Ford, Marata Niakoya. Like, we got players there that carry our team to really good field positions. So Shawnee and the boys in playmaking roles can do their work. And even if that don't work, Wade Egan in his playmaking roles with Tohu Harris and Adam Fanor-Blake for the middle. It was the reason why we scored our first try against them in Magic Round. So I honestly think our key to victory there is not to go away from the way we play football. It's more so to turn up the intensity and also, not try to drop balls, not try to give away penalties, because the way we lose this game is if we let that back four or the back five of the Penrith Panthers out of their own end with silly penalties, lazy defense, and our kick chases have got to be on point. I feel like our kick chase is actually a really strong point of our team this year. Obviously, take away last week where against the Dolphins, where we did struggle a couple of times on kick chases. But I feel like a player like Rocco Berry, he's probably got one of the most solid kick chases in the league at the moment. If you actually see that, the little things that Rocco Berry does is a reason why he's in that center role, and he does the best work that he does there. Usually off a really nice bomb from SJ, Rocco Berry is the first man on contact, so it's really good to see. Hopefully Rocco is in for a massive game here, especially going up against some of the premier backline in a competition there. But obviously the key for the Panthers, as we all know, without Jerome Luai, they're going to have to rely on a lot of Dylan Edwards and, of course, Nathan Cleary, one of the best halfbacks in the league, if not most say the best halfback in the league, and I would have to agree. So we're going to have to shut down key men like him, but also try to get a lot of the plays to go through Jack Cogger. We want to see if Jack Cogger can stand up to our boys there, and not so much Nathan Cleary have an amazing game and really get the boys across the park the way he knows how. And the only way we know how to do that, it always comes back to that first key that I have. We need to shut down Brian To'o and key men to putting him into really good field position. So obviously we want to limit him to behind the 50, behind the 40, in their 40-meter line. Get Nathan Cleary to give him back in massive kicks. We need to have Nathan Cleary try to do big, high percentage plays comparatively to them getting to good field position and just them finishing off, just off pressure. That's the one thing that can really let us down here is obviously our errors and our discipline. Put us in bad field position, and the pressure just becomes a little bit too much. It's sort of what happened in Magic Round, where I know we held into a really close contest, but the Panthers really dragged away at it, kept going. A couple of disciplinary issues that we had in that game, and that was the reason why the Penrith Panthers could strike at times that they were. It was 12-6 at the time before Sifakula got sin bin. I'm pretty sure a couple of sets after that play, that was when Spencer Linu crashed over for that try. So these are the big moments of this game. But the last question that you're all going to be asking, can we do that without Shaun Johnson? And my first, answer to this question, as soon as I heard SJ's out, a lot of my hopes did fall away. I still got a tiny bit of hope, especially if the key man that is supposed to come in and fill in that spot, Dylan Walker. I feel like Dylan Walker will do amazing stuff in defense, but that will limit a whole lot of things to go on Tamare to run this team, to get the team around the park. I believe Tamare can do that. He's got an amazing, passing ability, all that, but we haven't seen too much of his kicking game. I believe he has got a good kicking game, but his long kicking game is the worry for me. His short kicking game for me is not a worry at all. I believe he's got a really nice nudge out back. He's good field position, but when we go on long kicks for 40-20s or even just trying to pin the boys into that 10, Tamale, I don't know if he is that guy. So I'm really praying for SJ to be in this one for raising my hopes. I actually give us a pretty decent chance against the Panthers. I don't think a lot of people will. This could be my Warriors rosy colored glasses on, but I believe that we have a massive chance to do the Panthers here, especially without Jerome Luai. They're not a full strength Panthers team, whether you actually love Jerome Luai or not. I believe he's a massive out, and he's a massive point of difference of just the whole thing of when Jerome just touches the ball, you don't know what Jerome's going to do. Where Jack Cogger gets the ball, sort of where Jack Cogger's going to be. It's very systematic. So hopefully we can shut down on that. But easier said than done. These are the best team in the competition for a reason. There's a reason why they're the favorites in the sports betting. like, yeah, it's going to be a massive game. And when Shaun Johnson's out, if he is out in this one, I'm praying that he isn't, because, you know, finals game, I believe he's going to go out there. I believe it's just maybe, I'm not going to say smoke and mirrors. I believe there's probably an injury there, but I think a lot of boys will be carrying injury towards the end of this year. And we've probably seen that more so towards like our last run home, with a whole lot of players that look like they were either taking it a little bit easier in moments and also resting a couple of things. So hopefully the boys can come home really strong against the Panthers. It's going to be a fucking tough test, but we're going to ride them home. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure you like, subscribe if you do, and comment down below your thoughts, especially with SJ out, but with also comment down below what your thoughts are if SJ was to play this game. How much of a chance do we have with SJ, and how much of a chance do we have without SJ? I believe a lot of the comments, maybe if you're not Warriors fans, will come over for, yeah, probably like a low 20 to 30% chance with SJ, and then it gets lower after that. But as a Warriors fan, I'm very, very confident in our boys. I think on the park we have a talent. It's just we got to play our best game of football, and that's the difference between the top teams and where we are. We're a top 4 team, but there is a little bit of a jump between top 2 and 3 and all that sort of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please make sure you like, subscribe, up the wires. Let's go, boys. Let's do something special. Take it easy. Peace out.